I'm searching for an elusive giant, rumored to grow to a gigantic 500 pounds.
Almost the same size as the boat.
And armed with a supersized toxic tail.
I'm nervous to get close to this one.
It's the biggest true freshwater stingray in the world, the short-tailed river ray.
Fish, fish, fish! It feels huge, it feels gigantic.
But in a maze of murky rivers, it's almost impossible to see, let alone catch.
I'm just looking at bubbles, swirls, but I still can't see it.
So I'm heading to Argentina to find this stealthy ray and discover if it really is a deadly river giant.
We got something. Whoa! It's big, big. I'm searching for a legend, the last of the monster river ray species. It's South America's largest, the short-tailed river ray.
It's here in Argentina, in the remote Paraná River, where the largest and potentially deadliest ray on the continent is hiding. But finding it will be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
I know how to find giant rays in Asia and Australia, but almost nothing is known about the South American species. So I've enlisted the help of Mark Jones. He's a fishing guide with years' experience fishing this river. But even so, it's not going to be easy.
The Paraná River is home to 6 species of freshwater ray, including the ocelot river ray, the large spot river ray, and the giant I want to find, the short-tailed river ray. These rays reportedly injure more people than all other fish in the river combined, which is amazing considering rays spend most of their lives on the river bottom. Imagine a fish that's shaped like a tabletop. 6 feet wide, 400 pounds. It has the muscle mass of a bodybuilder, the size of a sumo wrestler, and a barb like a giant-sized needle.
And all I have is this line to bring it up. So let's see if I can tempt a giant ray up from the depths. Almost as soon as the bait hits the water, I get a bite. So it looks like there's something. Oh, there we go. So I'm getting a strike. Whoa, something took a chunk out of that bait. Wow, you can see the size of that mouth. It's bigger than my mouth. Stingrays, they don't have a mouth that's capable of a bite like this. They crush their prey and then swallow it. So this bite is typical of piranha, but that's a big piranha. Very active this morning. That bait was in the water for 10 seconds. Oh, there we go, there we go. I'm getting a hit, getting a hit. Oh, yeah. Oh, got something.
It's a good one, too.
Fish on. Strong, whatever it is. Every fish strikes a little bit differently. This feels like something powerful. Wow. Piranha. Oh. Wow.
For such a small fish, that was a big fight.
I've never seen this species of piranha before. And this is where I get my hand bitten off. If you forget for a second that it's a yellow belly piranha, it's actually a beautiful fish. Bright yellow belly, yellow fins, iridescent silver scales.
But hidden in that small body is a giant bite. Just like a shark, piranha can detect a tiny amount of blood in the water to find prey before exploding into a feeding frenzy.
But what really sets piranha apart are razor-sharp interlocking teeth both on the upper and lower jaw. So piranha come in, they take a bite, they shake their head and tear giant chunks off of their prey. Just feels like the whole river is filled with piranha.
Well, at the moment we have a small plague of piranha.
Which could make getting my bait to the bottom of the river impossible.
You think about the shape of a ray, the way it feeds. It's moving along the river bottom, trying to sniff out prey. If it finds something, it moves over and eats it. So I'm gonna need to figure out a way to get the bait to the bottom of the river so that the rays can get it. And so fishermen typically, if they catch a piranha, they'll kill it.
They will, yes.
I don't want to kill a piranha, so every piranha I catch, I'm going to put in a bucket here in the boat. I figure one less piranha in the river gives me a greater chance of catching a big ray. The piranha are so quick to the bait. Cast out, the bait starts to sink, whack, piranha.
Yeah, that's definitely a fish.
Oh, got a bite. Piranha. Oh, I got something. Piranha. You getting bites, Mark?
Yeah.
This isn't something that I've tried before, and it's kind of weird. Out fishing in the middle of the river on a boat, standing next to a take of piranha. But I'll do whatever it takes to catch a big ray.
After catching these guys, it's been an hour since my last piranha. Maybe now the rays will finally have a chance to get to the bait. Something big is just taking line, running away from the boat. Pull up the anchor. Oh man. The way that the line is coming off of the reel, this could be a stingray. A piranha wouldn't pull line in this way. Whoa! Fish, fish, fish! It's making runs, but not huge runs. I would say 99% chance this is a stingray.
River rays are one of the most difficult fish to catch. You can't feel, hear, or see when they take the bait. And once they're hooked, they're almost impossible to bring to the surface.
Rays have the ability to use their weight and their shape to suck themselves onto the river bottom. That makes them very hard to bring up. Forearms are starting to burn. My legs are tense. It's not showing any signs of tiring yet. The ray's trying to get down, it's trying to go away. I'm trying to bring it up. Losing it. Ah! Just trying to keep the rod bent, and as the rod bends, that's putting pressure on the ray, forcing the ray up to the surface. So I'm just gonna really try to muscle it, try to bring it up to the surface. Let's see this ray. Oh, ah. Fights hard. Oh, awesome. Stingray. Wow. I have the ray on the line. It looks like it's secure. We're gonna go back here to the sandbar so I can get a closer look at the ray.
This isn't a short-tailed river ray. This is a much smaller ocelot river ray. But it's still got a dangerous toxic tail, so I'm not gonna let its size fool me. Despite its smaller size, it's responsible for many of the stingray accidents in this stretch of river.
This is the ray that's responsible for most of the injuries that occur on the river. If you touch it in any way, it will immediately try and defend itself.
Mark has a technique. What he's doing now is wrapping the tail with a cloth so we won't get stung. Now I can safely handle this guy. So you look at how this ray is built. Thick, powerful tail.
And at the base of this tail are two long, slender barbs. They're incredibly sharp and have rough, serrated edges. The ray's barb is made of dentin, just like our teeth, and will penetrate through flesh and bone. But the stings of freshwater ray have another surprise in store. You can see what looks like mucus on Mark's finger, and these barbs, they're actually covered by a thin membrane, and held in that membrane are two types of toxin. Amazingly, this toxin is far more potent than that of a saltwater ray, which could be why locals are so afraid of my elusive short-tailed monster. Unlike snakes, which will bite and inject venom, rays use their barb to puncture and then smear toxin into the wound. If people jump in the water, these rays, they're used to being camouflaged. They won't necessarily swim away immediately. Somebody steps on it, and whack, they get a very painful injury. And that's a really important clue about ray behavior. It might be highly venomous, but this guy isn't looking for a fight. He's hiding on the bottom, and trouble finds him. This is a great sign. Obviously, we're using the right bait. We're getting down to the bottom of the river. But this isn't the giant short-tailed river ray I've come to find. I'm gonna let this one go and keep fishing. The river is starting to change. It's slowing down and it's getting wide. There's lots of islands, lots of sandbars, and this is good. In my experience, a bigger river means bigger fish. I've heard tales of monster-sized rays in this river. I'm gonna start by asking a local fisherman if he has any knowledge about where to find big rays. Hola! This guy actually, he's not fishing for rays, but I did notice that he has another fish that I've always wanted to see. Man, look at this. Beautiful fish. These Dorado can get up to about 70 pounds. They're one of the biggest fish in this stretch of river. Its head makes up almost a quarter of its entire body length. If you look at the teeth, I mean, this fish is a predator. Very sharp, gripping teeth. When these Dorado are small, they're one of the favorite prey of short-tailed river ray. As Dorado get larger, they turn into predators, and they'll eat many of the same fish as adult short-tailed river ray. Man, look what else this guy has in the bottom of his boat. This is a species I've never seen before. This is called a mangaraju, and it can grow over 200 pounds. It has a body shape a little bit like North American blue catfish. Has a reputation for being an aggressive predator, sitting on the bottom in big rivers, deep holes. And this is a good sign. If this river can support two big predators, chances are it can also support a third, the short-tailed river ray. Have you ever caught any big river rays?
Sí, varias rayas pesqué, ¿no?
How big? Big ones?
200, 250 kilos.
200.
Sí.
Over 400 pounds. Have you ever been stung by a ray?
Sí, mucho dolor, demasiado dolor. Inaguantable el dolor.
So the ray attacks on humans are often the result of fishermen accidentally catching these elusive giants. But I'm gonna need to find someone who catches them on purpose to help improve my chances. Do you know anyone who could help me to catch a ray?
Sí, lo conozco a Ulfi Subiani, que él le hace sacar la raya.
This is great. This guy has just told me about a fishing guide named Ulfi, who's caught the biggest ray anyone has ever seen in this area. Short-tailed river rays are one of the most difficult fish to catch. They're difficult to find, difficult to control, difficult to hook. If I can find Ulfi, he could be the key to finally catching a big ray. Ulfi? Hey. Yeah? Oh, buenos dias.
Buenos días.
So I heard a rumor around town that you caught a really big stingray. Is that true?
Sí, sí, es cierto, sí. Saqué una raya de 220 kilos.
220 kilos, which would be about 480 pounds. That's a huge ray.
La lancha es el ancho de la lancha.
Do you have a photo?
Sí, tengo la foto. Estos son los monstruos del río que sacamos en el río Paraná.
Impresionante, una raya de
Wow.
It's huge. It's, what was it, like 6 feet across?
Bien grande.
Yeah.
Bien grande.
Usually when I hear stories about big fish, people exaggerate. But this video proves that there are 500-pound stingray right here in this river.
I've hit the jackpot. Olfie actually targets giant ray, so he should know exactly how and where to catch one.
Cuidado con la cola.
So you were using a specific kind of fish for bait.
Sábalo.
Sábalo.
Es una de las comidas.
Huh, so that's an important clue. He's saying that he caught the stingray using a prey fish that's found in this area.
Olfie agrees to take me to where he caught the giant short-tailed river ray. But the first step is finding some fresh savalo for bait.
Earlier we set a net. We let it sit for a few hours. Now I'm going to check the net to see if we've caught the bait that we need to catch the river ray. No, nothing. Hopefully we'll get at least one fish. Oh, there's something. We got something. Oh, what is it? Oh, here's a savalo. You got one. Nice, look at that. Awesome. This is the fish that we were hoping to catch. This fish forms the base of the food chain. This is an important prey species for big predators like river ray.
Now that I have the bait I need, it's time for Olfie and I to go to the place where he caught the giant river ray.
Prácticamente acá nosotros usamos los equipos que usan para los tiburones.
The crazy thing is, like, rays, they're related to a fish like a bull shark. A bull shark will come in, smash the bait, just destroy everything. A ray comes in quietly, stealthily, sneakily, gently, take the bait. You don't even know it. We're using 120-pound braided line. If we had a 20 or 30-pound line and we're trying to get that ray up to the surface so we can look at it, that line's gonna break. The large rays move into these small streams where there are a lot of young fish. They're coming to feed. It's breakfast time for them.
And for other apex predators, like this jacare caiman, it grows up to 8 feet long and is part of the same family as the American alligator. So if I get in the water with a ray, I'm gonna be on gator watch.
Okay, we're fishing. You have something, Olfie? Fish?
Raya.
Oh, you got a ray?
Él me picó y empezó a llevar un poquito y paró.
Something just took the bait and moved away. And Olfie thinks it was a ray. So when the ray finds the food, it'll grab on to the bait, take it in its mouth, and then swim slowly away. Stop, rest on the bottom. So he's pulling the line, trying to feel down the line whether or not he has a ray. Still have it? So Olfie actually is teaching me a technique where I can feel that very subtle pull that a big ray will sometimes make on the line when it's just playing with the bait. That's gonna be key to me getting a big ray. It's swimming with it. Should I set?
¿Sí?
I need to jerk the rod sharply to set my hook in the ray's mouth.
We have to set the hook at the exact right moment or we lose the fish. It's moving. I'm gonna try to set the hook. Up. No. Up. It's off. No, it's off. I set the hook before the ray truly had the bait in its mouth, and I pulled the bait right out of the ray's mouth. We just had a ray on, so we know we're in the right location. We have the right bait And now Ulfi's taught me the technique to detect a ray on the line. I'm ready to keep fishing.
I'm starting to realize catching a short-tailed river ray isn't going to be easy.
Giant rays are one of the most difficult fish to catch. They're elusive, stealthy, sneaky. They move up to the bait slowly. Take it gently.
Ulfi and I are looking at each other, looking at the rod, and I notice something. I see the tip of the rod just barely moving.
Feels like a log. Feels like a stick. Whatever it is, it's not moving. It is stuck to the bottom, and I'm not budging it with this, even with, oh. Really? Yeah? Yeah. That's a fish, it's a fish. It's making a run, making a run away from the boat.
Está quieto, está metido en el barro ahora.
It's just sitting.
Tiene que hacer presión.
Just keep the line taut. Keep a bend in the rod. Doesn't, wow. Yeah, there's something there. Oh, yeah, it's a fish, it's a fish.
No, no. Big.
Ah. That could have been a big stingray. I couldn't tell how big it was. It just wasn't moving. I couldn't move it with the rod. And then as soon as it started to run, it snapped the line. That could have been a big ray.
Tenía muy tensionado el reel y bueno, se escapó. Salió de la boca.
I just made a novice mistake. These rays, they're so big. I had the drag tightened all the way. And as soon as that ray started to run, it was gone. To do something wrong and then lose the fish, it's very frustrating. But with each fish I lose, I'm learning something that's gonna help me ultimately land a ray. During the day, rays are hidden by their camouflage and by murky water. That's why they're so hard to find and why so little is known about them. But at night, I have a secret weapon. I'm using a flashlight to do something called spotlighting. Similar to a cat's eyes at night, the ray's eyes reflect light. I'm hoping to see the reflection of the ray's eyes. Oh, I see something. It's a set of glowing eyes right at the surface of the water. Oh, got it. Not a ray. It's a little caiman. Check out this little guy. This is a top predator. Caiman is one of the reasons why stingrays have barbs. If it ends up in the mouth of a caiman, it'll use that barb as a defensive weapon. Seeing small caiman like this, it's a good sign. He feeds on the same prey that rays are feeding on. So the fact that these little caiman are abundant also means there's food for short-tailed river ray. I'm gonna put this guy back. The water is just too murky to find a ray using the spotlighting technique. It's time to give up and go back to fishing. It's been a lot of slow fishing up until now. But in this rod over here, it just started to run and now it's stopped. If it starts running again, we probably have a ray. It's literally the line just... Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hit it. There's a fish, there's something here. Oh! There's a weight there, but it hasn't, yeah, now. See, it's starting to make a run now. You can see it pulling the line off. What I've learned is to just let it run. Have the drag set to kind of a medium setting. We can follow this ray. I've learned my lesson not to tighten down the drag too tight. So I'm just gonna keep pressure Keep the rod tip bent and try to get the ray off the bottom. Oh, now it's running again.
Oh.
It's off the bottom. Oh, it's making another run.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's a ray. It just broke the surface. It looks like a short-tailed river ray. Most big fish are rare, but this is a fish that few people have ever seen. Oh, awesome. To see its eyes poking out of the water. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! This is a ray that I've wanted to see my entire life. And after all of the struggles to find one, I'm really excited. Oh man, it's after trying for so long to catch one of these rays, we finally got one.
But now I know how dangerous these barbs can be. I'm gonna need Ulfi's help or I could get hurt.
Ulfi's brought the boat to the bank. I'm gonna try to back up here, bring the ray into the shallow water.
Tirale, tirale afuera, tirale.
While I control the front, Ulfi's gonna try to grab the tail and wrap the barb in a cloth.
Dale, Sep. Tirale despacio.
Yeah, okay.
Tranquilo.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I got it.
We got the tail.
I'm a little bit nervous to get close to this one. Short-tailed river rays have a reputation for being the most dangerous fish in the river. My first chance to get a look up close. This ray was probably captured when it was younger and it's missing the end of its tail and its barb.
So this ray may have been injured by humans and not the other way around. And without a barb, this small ray can't injure me.
There's no way I could do this if the ray had a barb. So this ray has the characteristic honeycomb pattern of the short-tailed river ray. Unlike some of its marine cousins, it almost has a completely circular body. Most people don't think of rays occurring in fresh water, but this stingray is a true freshwater fish. If I put it in salt water, it would die. This river ray is about 3 feet wide, 3 feet long, but this is not a full-size ray. Rays are closely related to sharks. In fact, you can think of them as a flattened shark. All of the internal organs of this ray are located in this portion, and the sides of the ray, the disc, are actually modified pectoral fins. The ray is built to hunt in the shallows. The coloration, the camouflage pattern. You imagine the ray buried in sand with just the eyes poking out of the sand. And then when it feels something on top of its head, you'll notice it actually retracts its eyes into its head to protect them. People actually get injured by these rays by stepping on them. It lashes out with its tail, and all of a sudden you have an extremely painful injury that can take months to heal. This ray here is probably about 30 pounds. Believe it or not, these short-tailed river rays get over 10 times this size. With this catch, I've learned that rays are here and the technique that's necessary to catch these rays. Now it's time to find a monster. The conditions out on the river have been tough. Days and days of bright sunshine, baking heat. Today, I notice something different. Clouds building up in the distance. Growing up in Arizona, I know what those clouds mean. We are in for a big storm. And it just got dark. The wind's picking up. Being out on a boat in a thunderstorm is the worst place we could be.
Ulfi's getting nervous because his boat has been struck before by lightning.
About to get wet. The violence of the storm takes us by surprise.
We're getting pushed, about knocked down in the boat. Waves are coming over the front of our boat. We have to get the rods down, cameras down, and get out of the violence of this storm.
But as quickly as it arrived, it's gone. And suddenly, the fish are biting.
There was something tapping on the bait, and it was a pretty hard strike. I saw the tip of the rod going down quickly. Something. Oh! Fish, fish, fish!
Sí, 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 sí.
Ah! Oh, it's big! Stingray? Stingray! Wow, big ray. Fight's totally different from the other fish. I didn't even know it was on. I was reeling in. It was just sitting there. It didn't even swim after it took the bait. And now again, I was making a big run.
Now that I have a ray on the line, I have to put everything I've learned into practice. Be patient. Keep the right amount of tension on the line. Keep the rod tip bent. And work the ray slowly toward the boat.
Oh, look at it, it's just peeling line. We're gonna have to move the boat and follow it. And I don't want to tighten my drag too tight. It'll break the line. It's probably gonna make another run. Can't tell how tight I have the drag. It's right underneath the boat now. Ah! It's making another run. You can see how fast a ray can swim when it wants to. It's right underneath the boat now. Oh, awesome! Oh man, I just got a glimpse of it, and I can tell by the pattern on the back that this is the stingray I'm after. Ah,
This is an impressive fish. Probably 150 pounds. I'm super excited. This is the largest short-tail river ray I've seen so far. It's healthy, it has an intact tail. This is a great looking specimen.
But I need to get this ray into the shallows before I lose it.
just gonna move slowly up to the bank and try to get this stingray into shallow water. You're gonna get a good look at it in here in a second. You can see it. Oh, nice.
This is the first decent-sized ray I've caught on this trip, and it's beautiful.
It has a big, short, thick tail and those deadly-looking barbs.
But trying to wrap the tail of a ray this big is gonna be dangerous.
You're going to need to pull them in a bit.
Yep, I'm moving back. It's heavy. You still good?
That's one to Yeah. Okay. Don't do this at home.
Now that the barb is wrapped, I can safely handle it.
This is a way where I can get a closer look and also not harm the ray. This ray here probably weighs about 160 pounds. 3 feet wide, 4 feet long.
If you can believe it, they can get 3 times this big.
The ray has electroreceptors, tiny jelly-filled pores on its snout that allow the ray to detect prey. That's crucial for rays because you see this water, they hunt in murky, dark water. They can't rely on eyesight alone to find prey. Not very many people get a chance to see the underside of a ray. And you can see it has the camouflage back, but a white belly because the ray typically it's on the bottom of the river. This unusual shaped mouth with crushing kind of pads of teeth. And it uses this mouth like a vacuum cleaner as it moves over the sandbar and sucks up prey and crushes prey with this mouth. This ray also has 5 gill slits. It sucks in water from its mouth or from its spiracle and expels water through those gill slits. I've been told that this ray is the largest and deadliest fish in the river. Considering how large it is, how powerful it is, feeling how strong it was. What I'm seeing right now, it breaks that stereotype of the deadliest animal in the river. This is not what I expected. I mean, this ray, you look at it now, it's very calm. I can't think of another fish that I could get this close to in the water and be okay with us being right next to it like this. Great to see this ray, but he's not the 400-pound one I'm after. Time to get him back in the river. There you go, buddy. Oh, nice, perfect. I've put everything I've learned together, technique, location, bait.
But I've come here to find a giant. If I'm gonna catch an elusive 400-pound monster, I need to fish in stealth mode.
I'm gonna try a completely new tactic. I'm gonna fish all night long, drift quietly down to the spots where I think the rays might be feeding. No sound, no talking. I'm gonna turn off the lights and fish in the dark. There was a bite on one of the rods. A little bit of line came off the reel this time of night. In these conditions, it's unlikely to be a piranha. There's tension on it. I can't pull it with my finger.
Saca la caña. Ahí.
There's definitely a fish on. Now I can feel the weight of the fish. Still pulling line, just making a run. We need to get lights.
Ahí está.
And I have a fish on. And this time of night, the way it's fighting, the way it's sticking to the bottom, making runs, it feels big. It's a stingray. Ah! This ray feels gigantic. So right now, this is something that we didn't expect, to catch the largest ray of the whole trip at night when we can't see. We're using the other boat to try to force the ray away from the banks. We don't want the ray to go into shallow water here because of all the wood and weeds on the riverbank. If this line tangles, we've lost the ray. It's difficult with a ray this size. It's just a tug of war. I get line in, the ray pulls it back out. I mean, there are stories of 14-hour fights with big rays. Oh, it's going. Oh, shoot. It's running underneath the weeds. I'm losing it. Claudio's trying to rip a path through the vegetation. Now it's moving back downstream, twisting the boat around. Yeah, my arms are burning, my legs burning. This ray has the best of me right now. It feels huge. 3 hours. I still haven't seen the ray. but I got the first indication that it's off the bottom. Big swirl of water. Oh. It's right below us. Oh, it's bending the rod right down into the water. Big swirls in the water. It's right underneath the boat. Just waiting for my first glimpse. There it is. Wow. I just got my first look at the ray, and it's massive. Ulfi thinks that this ray weighs about 400 pounds. This ray is not secure until we have a rope around the tail.
After searching for 2 weeks for an elusive giant short-tailed river ray, losing this monster now would be a disaster.
Ahí está, la cola. Dame la soga. Ahí está, ahí.
This is a perfect spot to get a closer look at the ray. We're gonna maneuver it into a net. Like this, Ulfi?
Sí. Sit, ahí, ahí.
1, 2, 3.
Got it. Oh, man. Okay, I got it in the net. This is awesome. This is great. We get it into the shallows about an hour before dawn. But to handle it safely, we're better off waiting until it gets light. Plus, I want to be able to see this ray. This is probably the biggest short-tailed river ray I'll see in my entire life.
We struggled all night long to bring this fish in, and now, in the light of day, I can see it was worth it. This is the reason I came here. I heard stories about giant rays, and here it is.
An amazing, gigantic, massive, short-tailed river stingray. I've heard all the horror stories about these rays, but now, after having the chance to interact with them over the last few weeks, I see that there's another side to them.
Sure, it's got a dangerous toxic tail, but it never uses this to attack. It's purely for defense. This ray here, at least in the net, it almost seems gentle.
You can see the size, the thickness of the tail. It's as large as Ulfi's leg. 4.5 feet wide, 6 feet long from the tip of the snout to the end of the tail. Now, this is between a 400, 450 pound ray. With a ray this big, everything about it is supersized. It's as long as I am tall. Huge spiracles, big eyes, big ridges along the top of its back. 1, 2, 3. Oh. We can't even lift off the ground. Seeing this fish up close, I really think that this is a misunderstood monster. In reality, it's a gentle giant. It rarely attacks unprovoked, if ever. It uses its barb as a defensive weapon and spends most of its life hiding on the river bottom, minding its own business, just growing, getting big. 1, 2, 3. Only a handful of people in the world have ever seen a fish like this. And it's great to know that fish like this still exist. Time to get this ray back in the river. Okay, it's gonna go. We're pulling the net out. And as soon as it's swimming, we all need to get out of the water. You ready? There you go, lady. Ulfi's gonna let it go when it starts swimming. Here it goes, it's swimming. Nice, there it goes. You good, Ulfi?
Yeah.